Good morning. It is Monday, April 18th, and we're finally in, according to Guthook, the Sierras. It's still about the same. It's pretty windy. We spent two full days in Tehachapi healing up our little group. Again, Coop is with a shin splints, and then we had a kind of his belly was kind of sour. So, and a lot of people were having that. We're finding that there's a ton of people who are having the same kind of stomach problems. Fortunately, neither of us got it, but again, it just seemed pretty common. We basically spent a lot of time in the hot tub, sleeping, watching TV, and eating. We're all cleaned up now. I actually feel pretty good. I was a little afraid to spend too much time in town because, you know, it's just like, it just ends up being kind of a big vortex you get stuck in, and your body's kind of saying, I don't want to go out there again and do what you've been doing. So that's kind of where we're at. I'm actually pretty happy to be on trail. I was getting super antsy. We have a staggered start. Coop actually stopped about 8 miles back. Recon was able to get a ride during his road walk, but now he has to do the road walk in order to keep his continuous footpath. And I'm about a mile ahead of him. So I think we're going to do a little bit of a short day today. I think we're talking about maybe stopping at about 18 miles or so, and at the first water source. So and that's going to be the challenge in the next section, is that there are, we're carrying a lot of food, about a week's worth of food, to get up to Kennedy Meadows, which is officially the start of the Sierras. And we're also carrying a ton of water because there's not a lot of open water over here. So that's pretty much what we're dealing with. So again, this should be a pretty challenging section, certainly the first part of it while we're carrying so much food. And we'll see how it goes. I, for one, I'm gonna be really happy to be back in the mountains. We got this first climb, it's about 2,600 feet, so it should be pretty stiff with very heavy packs. And we'll see how it goes. Again, just go slow, make it to the top. I think that's all we're looking for today, is just kind of make it to the top. There's so much more cover today from the wind. We're back in windmill land. Look at the crazy lenticular clouds. Good morning. It is Tuesday, April 19th. We camped at mile 583 last night. It was pretty windy again. And I'm also involved in this book. I just started reading this book, and I'm getting really absorbed in it. I think I was up until midnight. So between that and the wind, I didn't really sleep that much last night. I'll probably pay for it today, but it was definitely worth it. Countryside is idyllic. It feels like I'm walking through a Homer Winslow painting. It's really nice out. And today should be pretty cruisy. I think we're shooting for about a 25. Shouldn't be that hard. But again, it's pretty windy. We're sort of pushed around yesterday. Right now it's not so bad. We're on the lee side of a mountain. But when it opens up in the passes, boy, you can really feel it. When the wind's behind you, you just get pushed along, which is awesome. When it's in your face, it kind of shows you who's boss. So again, should be a cruisy day. We're looking forward to it. No huge climbs. So again, it's just be one of those days you just kind of put your time, enjoy the scenery, and just and love the trail. Golden Oak Spring.
You also?
Good morning. Oh, it's Wednesday, April 20th. had a lovely night last night. We ended up camping in this big grove of, I think, lodgepole pines. So nice. It feels like we're really transitioning into the Sierras, which I think we've kind of been looking forward to. But it's a bit of a teaser because looking into what's coming up ahead today, we're going back into the desert. So I love the desert, but yeah, I think I've had enough desert. I'm ready to start going into the the woods again. So yesterday was a lot harder than I thought it would be. We did do a marathon day, but there was a lot up and down. I think it was close to 6,000 feet of up and down. Kind of wears on you after a while, especially I think we're still kind of recovering from being in town for so long. And that's sort of the price of being in town for a couple of days. It takes your body a couple days to adjust back. But again, it was just a lovely day, just really pretty. Getting back into the woods, like feels like we're in the woods. There's a lot of granitic type formations, which isn't something we see before. And again, it just kind of feels like we're back in the woods, and this is sort of how more kind of visualize the PCT would be like. So today, the long water carry, we're kind of facilitated by some trail angels who are put together a cache up about 10 miles ahead. So if it weren't for that, we'd have something like a 45-mile carry or something really crazy if it weren't for the trail angels helping us out there. So we'll see what today brings. Again, we're the first half of the day should be pretty easy. It's something like a little bit up and down, but mostly down. And it should be a good day. That's where we're heading. And we're back in the desert. It's the Kelso Pass. Look at the size of this water cache. Just passing the 1,000 kilometer mark. Oh my gosh, I've been blown around by the wind, by a crosswind all afternoon. It was sapping my spirits, but I got a little bit of a break. Looks like it may be starting up again. We'll see how it goes. I found that yelling doesn't seem to help. Only a few more miles to go. We'll see how things go. Thanks, Cash. Thank you, Trail Angels. Good morning, everyone. It is April 21st, Thursday, and it was windy. It's still windy. It was really windy yesterday. Oh my gosh, I was kind of in a very mentally low point. We were being blown by the wind like mad. It was a crosswind. We were walking on beach sand. I wore the tips. Here we go. See, the tip is worn right off of the plastic. I think from the sand. It's just really abrasive. But we're being blown around the entire day. It was really tough. And then we had this huge long climb at the end we decided to do after had dinner. I was in better spirits. And then the tent was flapping all night. I didn't get much sleep. But I think today's looking to be better. Still pretty windy. I think we're in more cover today though, lower altitude. You can still hear it's blowing crazy. We're gonna make it through. So our objective, at least our midday objective, is Walker Pass, where there's water. We're all carrying a full load of water here. I've got 4 liters. And we'll see how it goes. But I think we're just gonna. It's starting to get a lot more trees, a lot more life in here as we transition into the Sierras, and it should be much nicer. We'll see if we don't get blown off our feet again by the wind. Long road walk today. Not too bad. At least it's a little bit sheltered from the wind. Trail magic, yay! So calm here. Let's see what it does later on tonight when we're trying to sleep. Good morning. It's Friday, April 22nd. Camped last night at mile 661. So I think we did about 27 miles yesterday. It snowed a bit, and it's cold this morning. You can hear the wind howling above my tent, and recon was like nice enough to find me a nice spot to tuck in, so I got a good night's sleep. Right now we're kind of making a dash for a lower altitude because it is cold. My hands aren't functioning too well. I barely operate anything. We're walking on a lot of scree. You can kind of see it around me. There's a lot of tree fall, and this is what I'm walking into. You can kind of see behind me. That's why I stopped. It's like, oh boy, I gotta somehow navigate around that. And it's cold. You can hear the wind howling above the trees. I found a nice calm spot here where it's a little protected. It's supposed to get rain today. Obviously in the mountains you don't get rain, you get snow. So that's what we're dealing with. Hopefully it'll be a little bit warmer down below. We hit like another desert type section. And but then it's just a lot of climbing today. So we've got about 41 miles till we get to Kennedy Meadows, and we're gonna try to make something on the order of 25, 27 today. We'll see how it goes. It is so pretty out here, though. It just looks like everything's covered with frosting, and or like powdered sugar. So it's pretty. I just wish my hands would work. We made it out of the cloud deck. Look at the sun hit the valley. That's kind of hopeful for later on today. No wind. Turned out to be a pretty chill day after all. Good morning. It is Saturday, April 23rd, and last night we camped at mile 689, and yesterday turned out to be a great day. we kind of heard from this one gentleman who was kind of claiming, yeah, it was going to be the end of the world and all this crazy snow and, you know, cats sleeping with dogs, the whole thing. It turned out to be just absolutely wonderful. It was pretty. You know, we were walking through these snow-covered trees. It was just wonderful. And the big thing is that the wind stopped howling, which that's all we heard for the last week. I was driving me nuts. And it stopped howling. It's calm. You know, we set up our tents. It was just wonderful. We ended up doing 29 miles. It was easy. So you end up doing a lot of walking out here, and you know, again, you do a lot of walking, you get good at walking. That's what we're doing, and we kind of figured out how to go about dealing with all the elevation, because you know, I think we did about 6,600 feet. It was a big day yesterday. We had 3 major passes we had to go over, and again, it was crazy. It was actually pretty good. It just took our time, kept doing it. If we want to go longer, we'll just have to get up a little bit earlier. It's mainly my fault. I think Recon's up at about 5 in the morning. He's like reading and eating 2-3 breakfasts. Today, it's Kennedy Meadows Day. Yay! It's awesome. So we've been out here just over 5 weeks, and we made it, well, another 12, 13 miles or so. We'll be in Kennedy Meadows. Recon ran up ahead. I just sent it ahead, just say, go do it, dude, when you got food on your mind. Nothing's stopping you, so my leggers cannot run that fast. So I'm excited about that. This marks the official end of the desert section today. So let's get to Kennedy Meadows. That's traditionally considered the start of the, or I should say the gateway to the Sierra Nevadas. So I'm excited to see that, excited to just be able to see it in the distance. And then we'll probably hang out for a day or two, just planning, figure out what we're gonna do, and we'll be off. So again, looking forward today, enjoying the last of the desert, and enjoying that, you know, hopefully breakfast a little bit later on this morning. Hey, we made it to Grumpy Bears, mile 702 of the PCT. This is a famous landmark. This is officially the end of the desert section, and we're entering the Sierras. In 2 days, we're gonna hike into the big high Sierras. We made it to Triple Crown Outfitters. And that storage container is the store. 5 days, this is what your feet look like in the desert.
Bye-bye, old shoes. Did me good for 702 miles. Hello, new shoes. Well, now they're dusty.
Kennedy Meadows General Store. Last day before the Sierras at the general store. No boo tonight.